Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Greetings everybody. In the previous modules, we have understood the characteristics of a child with specific learning difficulties or dyslexia. We would have also understood the difficulties that are faced by a child with dyslexia. Now, reading could have been a most important difficulty that the child will be facing. In this module, we will be seeing the various skills that are necessary for a child to become a fluent reader. We will also see how to impart these skills to the child with dyslexia to make him a fluent and efficient reader. Let us now first understand what is reading. Why should we understand what is reading? That is because reading is one of the most important classroom activity that happens on a day-to-day basis in the school. There is some form of reading of the text that is happening in every subject. So, it is important for us to understand what is reading and the basics of reading. Reading is nothing but making meaning from print. We need to, for this understanding of making meaning from print, we need to first to identify the words in print, which is called the word recognition, and also to derive the meaning of whatever we have read, which is called comprehension. And these two will have to act simultaneously and also rapidly for a child to become an efficient and fluent reader. Let me now go ahead and read a paragraph for you. A nut fell from a tree. This nut hit a rabbit on its head. The rabbit ran to tell the fox, the sky is falling. The fox ran to tell a bear, the sky is falling. The bear ran to tell a squirrel, the sky is falling. The squirrel ran to tell a deer, the sky is falling. The deer then ran to tell a mouse, the sky is falling. The mouse ran to tell a wise old owl, the sky is falling. You saw me reading a passage. What do you think does it involve? Yes, it involves recognition, which means identifying the words in print. I identified, or we all identified the words on instantly. That is called instant word recognition. At the same time, when I read the passage, there was a modulation, an articulation of the voice. Why was I able to do that? Or even you, all of us would be able to be doing that. But how? Because we understood, we derived the meaning as and when we read the passage, which is called comprehension. At the same time, I did not pause, or I did not read slowly, I read it in a flow, which is fluency. So, I did coordinate the word recognition and the comprehension, and also read this text in a rapid and accurate manner. So, I had recognition, which is word recognition, identifying the words in print, then I derived meaning, which is called comprehension, as in when I read, and I also read it in a rapid and efficient manner, which is called fluency. So, a child, if he has to be an efficient reader, should possess word recognition, comprehension and fluency. Now, why were we able to do all these things efficiently and in a rapid and accurate manner? Because we had phoneme-grapheme association, which is most important. Let us now understand what is phoneme. Phoneme is nothing but the smallest unit of sound or a syllable. and then grapheme is a letter. So, we had the letter sound association. Suppose there is a letter B and the B has a sound called B. So, I was able to associate the sound B and B and read it as B. When I read, suppose there is a word called bat, I am able to read the word bat because I know the letters B, A and T and the respective sounds of B, A and T, put it together and read it as bat. If we take the example of the word fell in this paragraph which we just went through or I read, the words f, e, l form the sounds of the letters F, E and L. So, we had phoneme grapheme association. Now, the moment I saw the word fell, I understood and I immediately recognized the word. I did not hesitate in recognizing, I was able to put it together, synthesize it, blend it and read it as fell. At the same time, I was able to understand the meaning of fell in the context. In that particular sentence, I was able to understand the meaning of fell and hence was able to read the other sentences which came after that in connection with the first sentence. So, all that we did was phoneme grapheme association, instant word recognition and we read the word in context, that is we were able to decode the word. I decoded it as L, fell and then I understood the meaning of the word and read the word fell as fell and in coordination or with the other words that came afterwards. We were all talking about understanding. Now, we all have to understand why we are all reading first. We can just go on and on and on and read, but do you think that we would derive something from that? We need to understand the meaning. That is what we want our children to do. When they understand the meaning of what they are reading, it becomes much easier because sometimes in the during the examination, even though they have read really well, they might not be able to write or proceed further because they get stuck up at one particular place. This happens because they have not understood what they have read. Hence, understanding is the main goal of reading. I hope you would definitely agree with me. Now, reading, when I say understanding, it involves two processes. First is decoding and the second one is language comprehension. Here we are going to take the English language. So, when I say decoding, I should be able to split the word and put it together instantly. That is what we saw previously, right? And when I put it that way, I have to understand in which context it is being said. For example, the word run, I could use it as I am going to run a race, I am going to run in for an election, or I run fast to catch the bus. So, in all these sentences, run plays a different meaning. So, I have to understand the meaning in which this word is being used in every sentences and that is why language comprehension takes an important part in reading. Now, we have understood that reading is a complex process that involves instant word recognition, decoding and comprehension. Hence, there are a lot of skills that are required to become an efficient and fluent reader. Now, let us come back to the school scenario. Here, the child is capable of reading only his school textbook thoroughly. That is because it has been read out to him so many times and apart from it, he also learns it by rote. Hence, his reading is without understanding and without the required skills. He has learnt it by heart. At the same time, when a new material is presented to him, he finds it difficult, though the same words that are appearing in his textbooks also appear here. For example, a nut fell from a tree, this nut hit a rabbit on its head, the rabbit ran to tell the fox the sky is falling, the fox ran to tell a bear the sky is falling, the bear ran to tell a squirrel the sky is falling, right. You would have seen children reading like this. This shows the child has not understood what he has read. He is simply reading out of rote. Another type of reader, a NUT, nut, FELL, form, a tree. This NUT, HIT, a RABBIT on its head. The RABBIT RUN run to tell the FOX. This shows that the child does not know how to synthesize and read, and basically he does not have the letter sound association or the phoneme grapheme association. Now, all this is required for a child to make him an efficient reader. So, in the coming segment, we will be seeing the pre-reading skills that are required for a child, or the child that he has to acquire these reading skills to become an efficient reader. Thank you.